Welcome to the Author's Corner. This is our special edition where we interview our cover feature on our Lit magazine, which is our literacy awareness magazine. My name is Marisa Bludorn. I am your host. I'm the editor-in-chief of Own It Magazine and Publishing. And I have with me today our January Lit cover guy, handsome Dr. Jeffrey E. Berger. He is taking center stage and owning it with me. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Dr. Berger is in the house.
Thank you, Marisa.
Listen,
great to be here.
I know it's good to be here. We are on the top of the year. Again, this is our triple cover feature this year. You are on the cover of Own It. You're on the cover of Lifestyles and Leisure Living, and as well on our Lit magazine. Being a multi-best-selling author, I know that you were in the Own It anthology, Unapologetic. You were in the Own It anthology, Unleashed. You were also part of the Own It X international live speaking event in 2024, and you're coming back this year in 2025. And you're also a best-selling author in King Conversations. I know you have other publications out there. Dr. Jeffrey Berger, tell the people who you are.
Thank you for that beautiful introduction, Marisa. I'm truly humbled. So, yes, I'm Dr. Jeffrey E. Berger. I am the founder and CEO of Abundance in Optimum Wellness. And today I've been a certified holistic coach for many years here, but today I'm taking a finance first approach to really achieving all-encompassing personal well-being by embracing new ways to true wealth in the modern world. And by doing that, I'm exploring diverse paths that open the door to true wealth in really every sense. And as a global ambassador for an innovative company who's revolutionizing the future of real estate through digital technology, through education, through educational technology, the metaverse, the AI. I am really deeply committed to empowering individuals and communities worldwide around this technology. And my mission really goes beyond just the business aspect of it. It's really providing a global, minded entrepreneurs and non-entrepreneurs with new ways to true wealth in the modern world so they can circumvent the systems that are broken and corrupt that are out there and go from financial fatigue to financial freedom. And it's about creating that, those opportunities that people are longing for, providing the access that is there for them, and building a more inclusive and supportive digital world where everyone has a chance to thrive physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and financially.
Wow. Listen, literacy is everything. Knowledge, like I always say, knowledge is power, but knowledge applied in real life, taking your life and owning it, is powerful. And so you recently, talking about literacy and education, you recently received your honorary doctorates from UIPM. You did that globally. So share with us your experience.
I did. Let me just preface it. I'm a ex-software engineer of 27 years, and we've spoken about this before. But during those years, it was always tech books. But since leaving corporate America, I've had the opportunity to just really expand that reading base, and it's just been profound. And I can't believe all those years were wasted on tech books, but it had its purpose then. But thank you. But yeah, Singapore, I flew to Singapore. Well, let me start at the beginning here with an introduction, because it took about 5 months. UIPM is Universal Institute of Professional Management. And I was introduced to this back last year. It took 5 months to go through this process. And I was really recognized for outstanding advocate on holistic mental and financial well-being and leadership in life transformation. And the two people who really were the catalyst to this was Dr. Tahir Hussein and Dr. Lord Lothar Rapior from Germany. And who they were very, very integral in me being awarded this prestigious certificate of appointment as an honorary doctorate. And I flew to Singapore uh,
Mm.
September 2024. And that's the furthest I've flown in my entire life. I've been down to, the Caribbean and South America, but to fly east, that's the furthest east that I've flown. So I was truly humbled and blessed to be honored.
Wow, that is amazing. I didn't realize it was Singapore. You were in Dubai, you were all over.
Right.
So,
Turkey,
wow,
Istanbul, Turkey. Yeah.
amazing, amazing. And when you are open and get comfortable with being uncomfortable, it can take you many places you never thought you'd go. Part of your journey was about embracing freedom and unleashing potential. Share what that was for you with our viewers.
Yeah. So, I call this journey of life. It's a grand tapestry of life, and we're really the authors of our own destinations, and not to those who we are working for. And another reason why I left corporate America, because I wasn't being able to pave my own true passions and desires and wishes and goals. So, August of 2015, after 27 years as a software engineer, I walked away from a high paying career due to hostile and extremely toxic work environments. And it was I'm going to say it was a rude awakening in many ways, because we think these systems are out there for to help the masses, and they're not. And I talk about more today about the being the CEO. We've talked about being the CEO of your life. We have to be the CEO of our life, and I really I understand that more and more as my journey continues since I left in 2015, because you become a robot. And I didn't want to be a robot anymore. I wanted to be able to think for myself. I wanted to be able to express. I wanted to be able to contribute, and that wasn't happening. And I want to change. And so I truly, when I walked away from that, I truly felt that that relief of I'm free. I'm really free. So that was the start of that whole freedom journey, because I was really locked into that corporate career, which I thought was going to get me places, and it didn't. It got me certain. I'm not going to say it didn't get me places. It got me to a certain point, as we talk about the glass level. You keep hitting the glass, and then you get bounced down. In that corporate lifestyle. So, but as each passing day, since leaving it, the embracing that freedom and unleashing the potential just grew and grew and grew. And I personally grew much stronger in my decisions while exploring these new opportunities and really learning about what's out there. That there's so much out there that is for people who are looking, but they don't know where to look.
Right.
And developing new skill sets, because it was always behind the computer and doing software engineering. And what's one of the biggest things for this journey is connecting with like-minded people. And that's where I've really embraced and truly am blessed by meeting people like you, people who have a heart to give, a heart to encourage people to take ownership of their life, and progress and learn and grow and contribute. So that's been and it will continue until I'm either 6 feet under, or I want to be in the ocean. I want to be in ashes and just thrown in the ocean and be free. That's
Wow.
I want to be ashes floating with the whales and the dolphins. And
Yeah, yeah, that's beautiful. And you just said so much there in regards to that willingness to
yeah,
transform, and you tapped into the liberation of it all, right? The
right,
releasing of it and the elevating. And what I also agree with you in the sense of we're ever evolving. Like, we're
Right.
constantly evolving, and what we see today, and what we learn today, if we are open to it, we will learn and build on that into the future. You're a strong believer of that. Of the imperativeness of literacy awareness in the age of information. What was your journey? Where you've been and where you're going in regards to your own literacy journey.
Yeah, so that's a great question, and I'll start by saying in 2015 is when I was awakened by the woke. I'll leave it there, okay? But we're really in an era where we're inundated with misinformation and the fake news. What do we really believe out there? So the power of literacy really becomes even more crucial because we need to take that ownership and that onus to evaluate and take a look. And by cultivating a discerning mind and critical eye with regards to this, we can navigate this labyrinth of information and of truth discern the truth from the falsehood. And that's that information on being literate from that perspective. And it's really crucial today. Unfortunately, it's gotten to that point, but there are ways around that to circumvent it and be able to come up with valuable and truth that's out there. But basically through this cultivation of literacy, we're really empowering ourselves,
Right.
to think critically, you know, um, also analyze the information that's out there, and then making sure and ensuring that the future generations, possess the tools that combat misinformation and build a more informed and enlightened society. I think that my personal experience and seeing the true reality of what's really out there. It's scary, it's frightening, and we're really in an era of information overload. It's like
Yes.
we're getting information from all over the place, and it's like your head is spinning like a top. And it's more important than ever to really prioritize literacy by cultivating a love for reading and writing. We can really become well informed. We can engage, with citizens who are capable of making sound judgments and really, contributing to a better world. Because there's a lot of us out there that are striving for a better world. We don't want peace. We don't want. Oh no, excuse me. We want peace. We don't want war, and we want to get along. We want to be able to build relationships of, a journey with new people and new experiences and different cultures and different ways of thinking, different religions. It all boils down that we're pretty much the same, and we want to live a happy, healthy life.
Yeah. Yeah, we're the same, but we have different styles, right?
Exactly,
We
and
have
that's
different
okay.
tastes, and that's what's beautiful about diversity. What's beautiful about diversity is we don't always have to have the same.
Yeah.
I love Indian cuisine. I go back to something that's just as basic as Indian cuisine. I have
Right.
someone that I spent a little time with earlier this week, and they were like, "I don't eat Chinese food," and I'm like, "I love all of it. I love all of it. I want to taste the. I love sushi. I love it cooked. I love it raw. There's just so much that we can be open for. But I want to go back to what you talked about in regards to information overload.
Yeah.
And so what helps us to navigate, and we went over this. You shared with us your core values in the Own It magazine interview. It's so important for you to have your core values intact. That's your foundational understanding, because there is so much information out there, and you can get overwhelmed and become
Right.
paralyzed because it's like, well, which way do I go? Well, which way do you go is based on self-awareness, which leads to self-development, which leads to self-mastery. Not being perfect, but knowing how to
Right.
successfully navigate, because in that is your foundation. What makes you tick, what ticks you off is who you really are. It's how you're going to navigate through this thing. And having a core foundation based on your own personal value system, not anything that anyone else tells you, but having that set aside time with yourself to know thyself. And then you can build on that. And so that's so important. And I want to talk about, you go into, just being aware, literally doing your own research. We talk about it over and over again on It's Your Life, Own It, about the CEO mindset, how that's not a cliche, people. It is serious business, especially if you feel like you're unfulfilled. You're unfulfilled because you're not making executive decisions. You're not making quality executive decisions. You're not taking time to
Right.
know yourself. And unfortunately, when we surround ourselves with external influences that don't align with our core value, it causes us to feel a little weird and uncomfortable and off kilter, because we have not secured our own authenticity. I think we touched in that in the last interview. Our own authenticity, our own
Right.
identity. That is critically important for you to live a fulfilling life, because you have to, at the end of the day, when you go to sleep, unless you have all of those people in the same room with you, you're going to eventually at some point be alone. And that's when it's going to hit you that these
Exactly.
are
Yep.
all of these things that are going on that are not in alignment with your own core values. So I want to say, why is fostering literacy awareness essential to cultivating critical thinking
Critical
skills
thinking.
and prompting intellectual growth? This is very important. So share with us, what do you
Sure.
mean by all that?
Yeah. So over the years, and I'm really enjoying the journey because, as I said, I was always stuck with tech books, and it wasn't really expanding my mind. But by immersing ourselves in the world of literature, and there's all types of literature, as we know, we're really exposing ourselves to diverse perspectives, complex ideas, and nuanced language. And so we take that, and it's really a good challenge to ourselves to question assumptions and analyze arguments and evaluate the evidence. And this is where we go back to the core values. Do I believe this? Is this something that resonates with me? Is it something that I'm in belief of? And I may not be, and that's okay. Just and if I don't believe it, just so long as it's not hurting somebody, or it's on that extreme side. But through this process of close reading and critical analysis, we basically really we develop an ability to think critically and solve our own problems, because we have to solve our own problems.
Yeah.
As when we're triggered, it's something that's happening. Okay, this is, what do I do? How do I do this? And what am I supposed to take away from it? What am I supposed to learn? What am I supposed to take forward? And that's where we can really make informed decisions, informed judgments in regards to our true authentic self and what we believe in. And it may not, others may not agree, and that's okay, but at least they know where you stand. And so I'm finding that as I'm nurturing my love for literature, that we empower ourselves to become lifelong learners. And I think that once you stop learning, that's when you start to die. And it's all about keeping that brain going, and that in the engagement with individuals, because I always learn something from talking with other people, and getting to know them and getting their insight, which has been, an enjoyable journey. And then I'm going to say, I think for, finally here with the literacy is, it's really more than just the ability to read and write. It's really a gateway to the critical thinking, to problem solving, and to innovation.
Yes, yes. I love it. I love it. I love it. That ever evolving. We have to be life learners. We have to embrace
Right.
And it's not even by our choice, because if technology is changing and we need that technology to communicate, to do all the things that we need to do, whether it's a new car with new car features, we have to learn. And so the way that we maximize the experience is by embracing the learning and reading the literacy, the literature. And so I just want to say thank you so much for taking center stage and owning it us with us in the Lit magazine. We're
Thank
so
you.
excited to have you on the cover. Again, it's a triple cover feature. You're on the cover of Own It magazine, which is our personal, professional, business development magazine. You're on the cover of Lit magazine, which is our literacy awareness. We said we cannot publish all of these books and not advocate for literacy. And also, too, Lifestyles and Leisure Living magazine. All work and no play and no way. And so
Okay.
make sure that viewers, you check out all of our issues, all of our magazines, as well as check out all of the interviews. So you see this interview with us, go to the Own It magazine and publishing YouTube channel, as whether follow us on Facebook. You see Dr. Jeffrey E. Berger. Share with them your social media and how they can get and stay connected with you as we close out.
Sure. Thanks, Marisa. You can find me on, let's see, I have a website, Jeffrey E. Berger. Everything is Jeffrey E. Berger, whether there's dots between the names. But I have my website. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and I think that's it. But just look for the Bald Dude. You'll see me there, and come check out what I'm posting and what I'm sharing with the world, because the world is changing, and it's changing pretty rapidly. And I encourage people to take a step forward and start embracing these changes now. And you just look back at where, we talked about me being a software engineer. When I started, we had a floppy disk to boot the system up. Okay. And today, and they said back then that the computers wouldn't last. Well, they're running the world today, and they're going to be doing more. And embrace the technologies of today, because where Microsoft and Amazon and Netflix and Tesla were back in their day of that revolution, that's where we are today with the blockchain technology and the other technologies that are paving the path for the future. You don't want to be left in the dust like the Roadrunner. Boom.
Yeah. Gone. So make sure, audience, make sure you get lit with Dr. Jeffrey E. Berger. Follow him, get and stay connected. We love you so very much. We're out. Take care and be blessed.
Bye, Brian. Thank you.